What's up, Fit Fam? Now today we're going to do another how-to video and we're going to focus on doing the perfect push-up. The push-up is one of the baseline moves that you should do within any gym or fitness training program. You can do it anywhere, anytime, and you can do it just with your body weight, and works a range of different muscles, predominantly your chest and also your triceps. However, it also gets your core engaged at the same time as well. Now the push-up is one of my favorite movements to add in towards your gym program as well, because it is so versatile. There are so many different ways you can do it. You can add it in, you can make it harder, you can make it easier, and plus it's going to build up relative strength. In other words, strength which is relative to your personal body weight. The more push-ups you can do, the stronger you are per pound of body weight you have. So it's a great one to throw in there. Now when it comes to doing the push-up, you should focus predominantly on your technique, and this is so you get the most out of the exercise. I'm going to take you through the do's and the don't do's when it comes to doing the perfect push-up and the things to watch out for so you guys get the most out of the movement. Alright, so let's jump straight into the technique. So the first one I want to focus on is your hand position. Now there are a lot of different variations with push-ups, each working your chest slightly differently and your triceps. Now there is no perfect hand position, but when it comes to a normal or a neutral push-up, the best way to focus on is to have your hand directly underneath your shoulder at the top of the movement. So before you start, place your hands down below, lock your arms out at the top of the exercise, and ensure that your hand is roughly straight underneath where your shoulder is. You can do a wider grip push-up for this, and you can do a diamond grip push-up, but you want to make sure when you start this movement that you're as close as you can be to directly under your shoulder. Now the second point I want to focus on is your torso in particular, but the rest of your body. When you're in that top position about to start the push-up or about to start the descent, ensure that your body is nice and straight. Have your pelvis tilted in slightly, and this is going to engage your core. Before you even start the descend, your core should be nice and tight, your glutes should be tight, and your arms should be in a strong position, ready to descend. Once you're in this position, you're then going to slightly lower yourself down while keeping your body as straight as you can, really holding tension on your chest and your triceps, but ensure your body is as straight as it can, and ensure your core and your lower back and your glutes are in nice and tight as you do the movement. Now the third point I want to talk about is your elbow positioning. As you start to lower yourself down, a lot of people will have their elbows going in different directions. I want to talk for a little bit around where you should have them. Generally speaking, you want to have the elbows pointed backwards. It doesn't need to be all the way backwards, but you do not want to have them flared out 90 degrees to the side. This is going to put too much pressure on your shoulders, which we do not want. Now, the further backwards your elbows are, the further towards your torso it is, the more you're going to work your triceps. When you're doing a tricep push-up, your elbows should be pointed directly backwards. If you're doing a regular push-up, they should be in a slight angle around 30 or 45 degrees back as well. Now by doing this one, it's got to ensure that your chest maintains most of the pressure as you do the lower part of the push-up, and your triceps are engaged as well without putting too much pressure on joints where they shouldn't be. The further flared out your elbows are going to be, the more it's going to work your chest and the less it's going to work your triceps. So as you work your way down, have them in a nice, comfortable position, relatively pointed backwards, and ensuring you have tension on your chest as best possible. Of course, if you're doing a variation to this movement, it will change slightly, but have that in the back of your mind, particularly as you perform a regular push-up. The fourth point I want to bring up is your head positioning as you do this movement. Now, when you're doing it, you should not have your head pointed up or pointed down too much with your chin tucked in towards your body. Have your head in a nice neutral position throughout the entire exercise. Now, my final point on this one is the range of motion. When you're doing a push-up, do not cheat yourself. You may get more repetitions out, but when you do a slow, controlled movement on each repetition, you are going to get the best out of the exercise. Keep your body nice and straight, get your chest all the way towards the ground. Once you're in the lower part of that movement, your elbows should be pointed slightly backwards as well. And what I like to do is really drive through my chest to push myself back up into that starting position, locking my arms out at the top of the exercise. In terms of the tempo for this one, slow to moderate tempo. Do not go too fast and do not bounce at the bottom of the movement. This again takes away from the whole reason why you're doing the push-ups in the first place. Have a play around with your hand positioning for this one, and have a play around with your elbows in particular, but in general, you want to be driving from your chest all the way to the bottom of the movement using your triceps as a secondary muscle group. Once you've got the technique for this one, start to put it all together and start to complete your push-ups as best possible. I always encourage my clients to try the hardest variation of push-ups that they can. So in other words, try to do as many on your toes as you can with good, solid form before dropping down onto your knees and completing those last few. Dropping down onto your knees when you're fatigued is a great way to get those extra few repetitions out, even at the end of the set, so that way next time you come to it, hopefully you can increase your push-ups, your total push-ups, by a couple of repetitions. That's it, guys. That's how to do a perfect push-up. Have a play around with it. Keep working hard. Do not cheat yourself as well. This is a great movement to build up strength that you can do anywhere, anytime. And keep training hard, guys. If you like my channel, please subscribe down below. If you have any other requests for how-to videos, please let me know as well, and I'll try to get onto them as fast as I can.